been a few weeks since we discussed the giant turd that is Electronic Arts. Some people often refer to my channel as being the ultimate EA hater, and I suppose that you could say that, but I personally just call out BS when I see it, and unfortunately EA is a company that does a ton of just that. Years ago I wasn't as against Electronic Arts as they delivered some great and memorable single-player and multiplayer experiences, but oh, they certainly still did slimy anti-consumer things like the stupid online pass they tried forcing players to buy. Remember that? I remember buying Battlefield 3 at GameStop a few weeks after it launched, and it was being sold, I think used for like $45, and when I got to the counter, the GameStop employee informed me I would need to spend another $15 for the online pass that was not included in the used copy. They then told me I could just get a brand new copy for the same price, and it would include the online pass. Pretty much slimy ass EA tried to kill the secondhand games market, but ultimately that failed. Anyway, we could dive into more of EA's long and historic history, but let's discuss some of the new shat that they've been pulling. One of the biggest stories is coming from Reddit, in which a certain post blew up, gaining over 144,000 upvotes, and it was titled, "Electronic Arts deleted my Origin account, and EA help is totally ignoring me." This post gained tons of traction because of the fact that this longtime EA Origin user, Flying Officer, had his account deleted for no given reason, and then when he reached out, he was told that they had no record of his transaction IDs, order IDs, game keys, or anything else, meaning this EA player, who had been buying and playing EA-made games since 2002, had everything deleted, thousands of dollars worth of games. I don't want to spend this whole video going through this long episode, but the hula hoops this guy had to go through is fucking astonishing. After numerous failed conversations, an EA community manager would step in, and this user eventually would have to make a brand new account, but EA seemed to have given him his entire library of games back, although I'm not sure if he lost all of his progression and his years of gaming on his original account. But the bigger issue many are bringing up is the fact that this even happened. If this Reddit post doesn't blow up, he more than likely never gets his account back, or well, a brand new account with all the games. In the comment section of this post, it seems this is not an isolated incident, with multiple users saying that they've had similar problems, but in their cases no resolution ever came and they all just gave up. Also, I forgot to mention this, but at one point they told this user they would consider his case, which just really should make anyone using Origin very, very nervous. Continuing on, Electronic Arts is looking into ruining another sport, with that being baseball. Years ago, they actually had a really fun baseball franchise, with that being MVP Baseball, and the 2005 installment was really fun, but times have changed, and with the microtransaction mess that is FIFA and Madden Ultimate Team, I'd prefer EA steer away from the game of baseball. Also, MLB The Show still dominates this market, although I will say Xbox gamers probably would like a better option than RBI Baseball. Anyway, recently, EA Sports Executive Vice President Cam Weber was asked if he still thought about returning to making baseball video games. Weber said, "The answer is yes, I would love to have a baseball game in our portfolio. It's something that once again every couple of years we take a look at and we talk about and theorize about what it might look like to get back into something like baseball." Again, the big reason I and many are against this is because of who Electronic Arts is nowadays. And in all honesty, I would prefer more publishers and developers supported these type of games, so we don't have to stick to the greedy microtransaction titles like FIFA and NBA 2K. But yeah, it's not just Electronic Arts who likes sucking casual gamers' wallets dry. NBA 2K18 was a microtransaction disaster, and it seems that sports titles have some of the most heinous business models in all of gaming. Why is that? It's because the audience who are more casual and accepting of these shady business models, which they probably don't even know that they are being screwed over. In other news, Patrick Soderlund is no longer with Electronic Arts. We've talked about this bloke multiple times over the last year because of his downright ignorant things that's come out of his mouth. One of the big examples of that is when Command & Conquer Rivals was announced, which is a low-quality mobile-only title that pretty much is an FU to longtime players of the beloved franchise. The only reason why why this franchise was revived was to capitalize on the mobile gaming market, which has for years been a lost cause with microtransaction Clash of Clans and Candy Rush clones. EA knew how loved Command & Conquer was, but they ultimately just are using this popular franchise name to sell a game that is nothing like any of the other games in the franchise, and really is considered by many a joke, but that's not the audience EA even cares for. They want casual players getting behind this game. Anyway, Patrick Soderlund defended the game, saying, "We believe this is a modern, contemporary interpretation of the Command & Conquer brand, but I think mobile scale, not only across age but across gender, made this the natural platform for it." And he would further boldly claim, "We're going to come to a point where we need to respect mobile games as much as console games." And to that I say hell no. Anyway, Soderlund is gone, but what I find insane is the man made $48 million last year. $20 million was a bonus as EA tried to persuade him to stay, but in all honesty, I just don't think any gamer will care that he's not running the show anymore. I think someone said he's the reason why EA Originals exists, but that really is like the only highlight in his 2 decades at the company. I mean, he did make EA a lot of money off of anti-consumer business practices, so yeah.
Bye, have a great time.
Now, the last story we have today is EA's claim that they are a new company since the Battlefront 2 mess. EA's Matt Bilbey, Executive Vice President of Strategic Growth, spoke with GamesIndustry.biz, and he said the following about the company really being the good guys now, saying, "I ran a team internally with Patrick Soderlund post-Battlefront to actually redesign our game development framework and testing platforms to ensure we're giving our game teams the right guidance. We'll call it an EA moral compass at the beginning of development so that we're designing our live service early, we're testing it early, testing it with gamers who are giving us feedback so we ensure those pillars of fairness, value, and fun are true." Really? I guess FIFA and Madden Ultimate Team missed the invite to that system. Also, it's bizarre to me that this company is acting like they really changed. I said it before in December, the next few games, Anthem and Battlefield 5, none of their really money-making franchises will be consumer friendly, and they can afford to do that, but eventually EA will turn back to the snake ways that they've been using since the early 2000s. Let's also not forget that this company tried defending their shady business model for Battlefront 2 before release. Remember the "this gives you a sense of pride and accomplishment" BS statement that they put out, but because of outrage created by gamers, they were forced to change everything. I also find it strange that Battlefront 2 is mentioned like it was a one-time thing. This was years and years of anger building up until finally players had enough. Anyway, moral of this ongoing never-ending tale with Electronic Arts is never really trust them. But thank you for watching. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on everything we went over today, and also make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.